Well, well, well. Hello, people. It's Pink Jimmy, your host of Stupid Pedal Tricks, wherever the hell it goes. Today's attractive little device, brought back from the shades and in process, I'm just testing it at the moment, is a very old Fender electronic echo chamber. I arrived in parts. I got a good deal on it from a buddy of mine down south a little bit from me on eBay. Right now it's got a temporary fuse holder in it because I ordered the wrong freaking part. It's pretty clean considering. It doesn't have the original knob, so I stuck some Tata knobs on there. And I swapped out the original RCA output jack, which for me is just completely useless. I mean, since this thing is actually missing parts and has been re-engineered sort of to use Echoplex tape cartridges. There's an ancient Echoplex cartridge there that came with it. It's funny because it actually rubs on the side. I'm planning on cutting out a notch in an Echoplex cartridge to see if that'll make it run better as an experiment. But it was completely dead, needed a new belt, needed new motor mounts. The motor wasn't even attached inside. All the caps had to be replaced. I put a bunch of new caps in it. The hum ended up actually being these ones, which I was kind of surprised by. Because a lot of times, these kind of caps are like pretty much good forever. But one of them was making a hellacious hum, so I just replaced them all with like modern... Oops. Knocking shit over here with my big lardacious ass. I replaced all the electrodes that were in there. And there was one old crayon cap that was in there that I had to replace too, trying to chase down some buzzes and noises and shit. I went with a bigger, I doubled the capacitance on the motor run cap inside, which you can't see, which is it was a 25 microfarad. I didn't have any at that voltage that it wanted, so I used a 47 instead. And this is supposed to be 1,000 microfarad. I made it 2,200 instead. All in trying to keep it a little bit quieter. I mean, this is a kind of buzzy room anyway, because I mean, I've got fluorescent lights up top up here, and you know, I mean, shitty power. This is running through a little crappy hot tone amp that I keep on my bench into a 12-inch PV Scorpion, which is in that box there next to the Marshall head on the right. And for the guitar, I'm just using a Firebird I built a few years back, which is actually like a surprisingly nice little guitar, but it's kind of loud because it's got P90, so it's humming even a little more than normal in here. But what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get this this here video thing so that you can see this thing at least a little bit, hopefully. I think that ought to work, as long as I don't move too much. But anyways, it wasn't working. I had to put in some parts and stuff, but let's turn it up a little bit. Turn it up about halfway. I'll turn the repeats down about halfway. Now I haven't cleaned the heads or changed the tape or anything yet. That's just the way it is. And you can make it feed back like an Echoplex. And change the speed. to do all those fun tricks. We'll turn it down in one slap. That's the longest. And we'll turn it up to the shortest too. Alright, gonna turn it off. Put the bird down because I want to go and get this put away so I can get on to some other projects that I got going on. It's a really cool little toy, man. I mean, it's like I'm seeing a lot of these like pop up on Reverb and eBay and stuff. And apparently, from what I'm working with, it's pretty impossible to screw up. It may be missing parts or whatever, but as long as it's got the belt, you can go and get new, or as long as it's the motor is in it, you can get another belt, which would be this part if you're looking for one. They also commonly are missing the fuses. It needs a 3/4 amp or 0.750, either 750 milliamp or 0.75 amp, whatever, fuse. The number, in case you can't read this, is SCX12.2. It's a square belt. It's made by, or at least distributed by, WWW Russelllind, RUSSELLIND.com, if you happen to need one. I bought a couple of spares while I was at it, just in case, you know. I figured I could always, you know, use them for something eventually. But anyways, I mean, right now, it's still sounding pretty bad. I mean, it's working, but and it doesn't sound horrible, but it's not as good as I'm hoping to get it. I'm going to clean and demag the heads and put some fresh tape on there, like I said, and try to minimize the drag on the Echoplex cartridge. But I have a feeling that by rubbing on the side of the Echoplex cartridge like that, it's acting like another roller somewhere. I mean, if you look at this close, the way that it's hooked up, I mean, there's like a part of the original assembly there I'm using to go and keep tension on the head here. This is apparently the record and playback head, or the record and erase head, excuse me. And there's 3 screws on there. Oh, I'm pointing at the wrong thing. Ha! Sorry. There's 3 screws on there so you can adjust the angle of your head to the tape, so it makes it bonehead simple to dial in where you get your best echo at. I mean, this tape is so old, if you look at it close, you can actually see through it. You know? But, I mean, with a surprisingly little bit of work, this thing fired right up, you know? So you might have to get a little bit creative or whatever. But you can pick these up for anywhere from like 50 to 300 bucks usually. And they sound great. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it sounds just like my Echoplex, but without the sound on sound feature. Anyways, got some go bye-bye. Your host, Jimmy Photon. Peace. Live long and prosper. Always choose the left-hand path if available, and we'll see you real soon. Later. Where's my stop button? Here we go.